Hey guys, Mr. B here, and taking you through a lesson on arithmetic sequences. Alright, so in order for a sequence to be arithmetic, it has to increase by a constant term. So, or a constant uh, amount, I should say. It has to increase by a constant amount. So if you look at the sequence, it increases by 2 each time. So 3 subtract 1 is 2, 5 subtract 3 is 2, 7 subtract 3 is 2, and of course 9 subtract 7 is 2. So the difference between terms of an arithmetic sequence is constant. So we would like to say that the first level difference, or D1, is equal to a constant. So um, and when you subtract the terms, successive terms, I guess you would say, 3 subtract 1, 5 subtract 3, so on, you'll find that the difference is constant. So we call that D1. The first level difference is constant. All right, so um, we're interested in being able to apply and find a general term of this guy. So um, the rule which describes an arithmetic sequence is called the general term or the nth term. Okay, in order for it to be a sequence, it has some rule has to describe it. We'd call that the general term, the nth term. Some people might want to call it the formula, the relation, whatever it is that you want to call it. That's what it is. All right, basically, it's just a rule to describe the sequence. All right, so let's look at an example of, or let's look at how we would do that. And how we would do that is via this guy. This guy finds the general term of an arithmetic sequence. So the general term of an arithmetic sequence, or T of n being the general, the nth term, okay, the general term, T of n is equal to T1, which is the first term, plus D, bracket, n minus 1, and D is the common difference. All right, so let's use this as an example. So we just started this guy, and we found, and when we subtracted these, we found 2. So that's our D value, 2, our first level difference. Okay, our first level difference, D is equal to 2. All right, our common difference, whatever it is you want to call it, D is equal to 2. Well, I know T1 is 1. Now, guys, I know in the notes here that you probably might have seen this written as this. It just means exactly the same thing. All right, I just used, instead of using T1, I used A, which is common. All right, so D1 T1 is equal to 1. All right, that's just the first term. That's the first term. This is the second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to sub this guy in. So I know T of n is equal to 1 plus 2 bracket n minus 1 end bracket. So basically all we have to do, T of n, is distribute through, so that's going to be 2n minus 2, and T of n is going to be equal to 2n. 1 subtract 2 is going to be subtract 1. So this is my general term, or my rule. Okay, so you might want to check this and see if it works. Let's pick the fourth term. So the fourth term is going to be 7. So for the fourth term, n would be 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1 would be 7. So yeah, we're in business. This guy works. All right, so one thing you might notice is what this guy looks like. It looks like y equals mx plus b. So this would be your intercept, and 2 would be your slope. Well, this 2 also shows up somewhere else. Well, right here. Okay. Common difference is basically the same as your slope. Okay. Arithmetic sequences are linear sequences, or basically a linear relation. Okay. Um, so keep that in mind. That 2 is the same as your slope. That's what it increases by. Very similar. Okay. Let's do one more example. So find the general term and the value of the 11th term. All right, so let's find my difference. That's going to be negative 7, negative 7, negative 7. All right, so my first term. So this is my D1. My first level difference is -7. My T1 is 9. So really, the only way this can get any more complicated is if it was fractions. Maybe you have only have square roots or something in it, but really, they're all the same. Now I get 9 plus -7 and -1. So I'm left with 9 plus -7n. -7 times -1 is 7, so be careful of your signs there. So I'm going to be left with -7n. And you should have guessed that because that's my difference. 9 plus 7 plus 16. And here we go. That's it. Done deal. There's my general term. Okay, so you can check it. Try T2. I'm not going to go too high. T2. So I got -2 times, or -7 times 2. -14 plus 16 is 2. Done deal. Good. So it says find the 11th term. So the 11th term corresponds with T11. And it would be -7 times 11 plus 16. -77 plus 16. So that's going to correspond with -61. All right. So that is my 11th term. So if you continued on this guy down till I got to 11 terms, this is what you would have. All right. So you see the benefit of the general term. You don't have to continue the sequence. You get to just find it right away. So guys, I hope that's clear on arithmetic sequences. What you have to remember, common difference is the first level, and how you find the actual formula or the general term is via this guy. So that's something you need to know for your public exam and for your unit test, your retest. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, guys, hope this helped. See you in class.